Hi, I'm John Stevens from Ava, and today we're looking at the Kiwi camping canvas tent range. I'm going to start off with the Mower series. The Mower series has two models, the Mower 12 and the Mower 10. Obviously with the numbers, 12 you can sleep 12 persons in, 10 you can sleep 10. Most of the features are the same with both models, so we will be showing you the slight variances today. First of all, the canvas. So we use a 320 gram polycotton canvas in both models. We use this in the roof, the fly, the walls and the divider curtains. A lot of people say, why divider curtains? Unlike our competitors who use just a cotton fabric in the divider, we use the same fabric as the tent, as it is a structural part of the tent, so it helps it perform in the windier conditions. Polyethylene floors, and they're a heavy weight, 100% waterproof. We use polyethylene because it's a nice soft fabric, so it makes it easier to roll the tents up. Also with the floors, we use heavy duty pegs, and they all have a steel pegging D in them. The advantage of the D, unlike a piece of webbing, is if you miss the peg and hit the D, you're not going to rip it like you do with a webbing, so it makes it a lot stronger. Going through standard features, we'll move over to one of the windows now. So this is called a three-way window. So you have clear PVC on the outside, which as you can see can be rolled up, which allows ventilation to come through. So that's layer 1, layer 2 is insect screen, and layer 3 is the privacy screen that's on the inside. The advantage of that is if you're inside the tent getting changed during the day, you can actually roll up that screen without having to come through the outside. Obviously if it's raining, put the PVC down, zip it up, you have light but obviously no water. So 3 layers, hence a three-way window. At the top here we've got what's called a skylight. So a skylight is a solid piece of clear PVC which allows the light to come in, and it has a canvas privacy screen on the inside. So again, at night time you can roll that up. Everywhere there's a skylight there will be a window under it that can be opened. Obviously that allows ventilation. If we just had the skylight by itself, the PVC would just heat up the tent. So skylights are in every tent, so I say everywhere there's a skylight there will be a window underneath it. It's also a good point to note that the walls of our sunrooms have skylight windows in them as well, and they will have a window underneath that as well. Alright, moving through to the front porch, talking about sunrooms. All of our sunrooms are 3-piece, so you can take each section off independently, so you get 2 walls and a front. And because of that we have an anchor point, so we have a corner anchor as you can see on this one, and it's pegged to the ground and it has Velcro on it. The advantage with that is, number one, obviously the sunroom fits to it, but the second thing is it holds the porch down. In windy conditions, because the porch is just pegged to the ground, it can flap and make a lot of noise, and sometimes it can pull the pegs out, so having this extra anchor point to it just makes it a more structural part of the tent. Again, unlike some of our competitors who don't have these as a standard feature. Just going to move into the tent now. With the Mower series you can see that they have nice big doors. The advantage with this big D-shaped door is that you can zip it, so you can have half an entrance or you can have it all the way open for full entrance. And in both cases you've got mesh windows in the door as well, so that gives you an advantage. And in the Mower tents they have doors in the back and windows in the back wall as well. Alright, coming into the tent here, you'll see storage pockets there on all of the tents for putting knickknacks, books, keys, phones, whatever you like. And with the Mower series it is a T-shaped tent, so obviously you've got your sunroom entranceway at the middle coming into a living area, and your 2 bedrooms, one on either side. T-shape gives you better utilisation of space. The good also thing is if you've got young kids, they're at the opposite end of the tent to you, so you can tend to be a bit more quiet when you're sleeping later on at night. And also a T-shaped tent is more structurally better in the wind than what a inline tent is. It does take up a bit more space on the campground, but you are getting a higher performance. We also talked about tent flies, so Kiwi Camping is the only brand that does tent flies. The advantage with this is it makes it cooler. It's the main reason that we put it on, although it does have other benefits. You will notice as I lift this up that you've got the roof of the tent and the fly. They are the same fabric, so you've got 2 layers of waterproof canvas above your head. So apart from making it cooler because you're getting air ventilating between the two layers, it does other things. So because of that air, it helps to stop any condensation forming. It also makes the tent quieter. So obviously in windy conditions or in heavy rain, it's easier for the kids to sleep. It makes the tent darker in the morning. So all of us that go camping know that when you wake up in the morning, you get this big morning glare. You don't get that with one of our canvas tents. So hopefully the kids will sleep in a bit longer. And another big advantage is the fact that it makes your tent last longer. As we know with any tent fabric, it's the UV that breaks any waterproof coatings down. So you'll never need to waterproof the roof of your tent because the fly is taking all of that. So if it gets to a stage where your fly is no good anymore, it's a lot easier and cost effective to replace the fly than it is to replace the roof of your tent. So you're getting lots of benefits with it, and with most of the Kiwi camping tents you're getting those flies free. So lots of reasons to have them, no reason not to. Other little things that we do, steel poles, gold passivate, so that's a coating that's on the outside. We use gold passivate instead of galvanizing because the gold passivate doesn't rub off onto the canvas. Alright, so it leaves no marks on the canvas which can affect the waterproofing. And again, unlike our competitors, even with the little ropes, we use a 6mm poly rope which is nice and strong. All of the loops at the top are crimped, they're not just a tied knot, so it looks a bit more professional. And we use what's called a cam buckle as opposed to a old-fashioned claw type tensioner. When the tent moves and the wind twists, these don't break, whereas the old claw ones do, and they're a lot easier to adjust. So again, a small little feature, but it does add to the performance of the product. Alright, even down to silly things like our pegs. You'll notice the pegs on all the Kiwi camping tents have a big turnover, so they're 30mm long, but they have a big turnover down the bottom, and the idea of that is you peg that into the ground and it stops the ropes from twisting. Alright, we're just going to move across to the Mower 12 now and show an extra couple of features that this model does have. Talking about windows before, we've discussed three-way windows, we've discussed skylights, but there is another window that we use in some of our tents, and it's called a two-way. So a two-way basically means you've got canvas on the outside and it has mesh in the middle. So again, opening it up gives you ventilation, closing it down gives you protection from the weather. So with all of our canvas flaps being externals, you'll notice that they all have a reinforced eyelet in the corners, and the advantage with that is with a bit of bungee cord, or you can buy porch poles, you can porch them out like little awnings. What that does is you can help to control the airflow in the tent. So if you're going away to the beach, you might want to pole it down to give you privacy like this, but of course you're going to get airflow, so your tent's not going to be as hot. So again, it's a thing that we do on all of the canvas tents, so they all have two-way windows somewhere in the tent. Alright, with the Mower 12, it has an extra benefit that the front bedroom flaps actually come out. So as you can see, I can roll this up out of the way, which gives me access to the bedroom, or again, I can pole it out like an awning. Different degrees depending on whether I'm going to pole it out with bungee or whether I'm going to do it with a pole itself. Gives you extra access into the bedroom or adds to more ventilation. Alright, so this feature is only available on the front two bedrooms of the tent. It's not available on the back of the tent. Alright, so that's a feature that's in here. You'll also notice while we're here, this triangle shaped panel that's in the porch. So that's called an anti-pooling porch. So this pole here is slightly taller than the outside one. So it forms a V, so any water that runs off onto the porch will run off on both sides. If I had a flat porch, then what can happen is sometimes the water can pool, and obviously if you get too much weight can collapse it. So that's an anti-pooling porch that we have on the tents. Alright, so we'll just move into the Mower 12 here. Again, we were talking about sunrooms, so we've got just the wall of a sunroom up here, and as you can see, open out the front and on the other side. So we've put this panel up and you can better see what a skylight window looks like from the inside, and it's got your privacy screen at night which you can zip up, which closes that in. And you'll notice under every skylight, like we said before, there is a mesh window. So this is a two-way window, so the canvas is on the inside. With all the sunrooms, they come with a loose fitting floor. Some people choose to use it, some people don't. And obviously your sunrooms are designed for cooking and eating and storing bits and pieces in it. Alright, so we'll just move into the Mower 12. As this is the flagship model, it does have a couple of features that none of the other tents do. We did mention the front entrance to the bedrooms, but also the bedrooms themselves. Because it's a bigger tent, what we've done is we've split the bedrooms into two, so they have their own independent doors on either side, and they have a removable divider curtain in the middle. So you can put a queen air bed in each one, so theoretically you could have 4 rooms, because obviously it's the same on the other side, or you can pull the divider curtain out and have one big room. Great if you've got little kids, or a boy and a girl as an example, they can have their own space. Okay? So unlike other brands where you're the only tent in this size that actually comes with that feature, you'll also notice as I walk into this room, the head height of the bedrooms, so we have full head height in our bedrooms. So again, that's a feature that we have that other competing brands don't have at this sort of price point. Just recapping on the Mower series, so we have the Mower 12 and the Mower 10, just 2 different sizes. So features that we have that our competitors don't have is same weight fabric all the way through the tent fly, 3-way windows in the tents, and the ability to divide the bedrooms into more than one room, so 2-room option, and also full head height all the way through the tent.